Hello all, I am Rishi Prasad and I am a student of PGP 2020-22 batch of IIM Trichy, and I am here to speak about whether the merger of banks are good or bad. The largest ever merger in the public sector banking space in India had taken place on Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, when six public sector banks were merged into four large banks in a bid to make them globally competitive. Customers, including depositors of the merging banks, will now be treated as customers of the banks in which they have merged. Following the consolidation, there are now seven large public sector banks and five smaller ones. There were as many as 27 public sector banks in 2017. The total number of public sector banks in the country have now come down from 18 to 12 since April 1, 2020. The bank's merger dated April 1 has resulted in the creation of seven large PSBs with scale and national reach, with each amalgamated entity having business over 8 lakh crore, and it has helped to create banks with a scale comparable to global banks and capable of competing effectively in India and globally. The exercise assumes significance as it has taken place at a time when the entire country is under the grip of COVID-19 outbreak. In addition, consolidation would also provide impetus to merged entities by increasing their ability to support larger ticket size lending and have competitive operations by virtue of greater financial capacity. Last year, Dena Bank and Vijay Bank were merged with the Bank of Baroda. So, and um, the fruitful talking about the fruitful results of bank merger. As per the studies that are conducted, most of the mergers done in the past have proved to be an overall success for the weaker banks, although there are no concrete parameters to verify this observation. Hence, going by the track record, merger and acquisition in Indian banking have been fruitful for the Indian economy. Talking about the background of the bank's merger, announcing the mega plan of bank's merger with an aim to have financially strong public sector banks in India, the Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, had outlined the government's plan to merge 10 public sector banks into four large banks. After the mergers, there will be 12 public sector banks in India, including State Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. The merger is expected to create fewer, stronger global-sized banks to boost the economic growth. On 4th March 2020, the Finance Minister announced the final date of merger as April 1st, 2020, and it happened so. It is by the desire for growth that acts as a fuel not only for an entrepreneur but also for every professional or corporation. This deep desire for growth in terms of consumer base, balance sheet, and profit has led the organizations engaging in mergers and acquisitions to move ahead and onwards in synergy. Coming to the history of mergers in Indian banking, the merging of Indian banks began in the 1916 in order to bail out the weaker banks and protect the consumer interest. After that, in the post-liberalization period, the quest to create an Indian bank that would be in the league of global giants had been continuing since the 1990s. Moving on the path of creating one of the largest global banks, the government had approved the merger of five associate banks with SBI in 2017. Later, the cabinet approved the merger of BMB also. Considering the history part, the merger and nationalization during the period from 1961 to 1969, the period is called pre-nationalization period. And in 1969, the government nationalized 14 private banks. As many as 46 mergers took place, mostly of the private sector banks, in order to revive the poorly performing banks, which proved to be quite a successful move for the underperforming banks. From the period of 1969 to 1991, the period was called post-nationalization period, and it saw six private banks being nationalized in 1980. In this period, 13 mergers took place mostly between public and private sector banks. The post-liberalization period, which stretches from 1991 to 2015, saw major economic reforms initiated by the Government of India. Many new policies were framed, greater FDI and foreign investment was allowed, which saw resurgence in Indian banking. As many as 22 mergers takes place, and some to save weaker banks and some for the sake of synergic business growth. The merger of Oriental Bank of Commerce with Global Trust Bank 2004 saved the latter after its net worth has wiped off and also handled OBC a million depositors and a decent market in South India. Since bank mergers and consolidations in 2008 to 10, SBI first merged with the Bank of Saurashtra with itself in 2008. Post the merger, SBI was in the process to rationalize its bank by relocating some of the branches to maximize its reach. Coming to the advantages of bank mergers, a larger bank is capable of facing global competition. And the merger will reduce the cost of bank operation, and merger will result in better NPA and risk management. Merger will help in improving the professional standards. Decisions in lending, high lending requirements can be taken promptly. Minimization of the overall list due to mergers and acquisitions, which is always good from the business point of view. That's it. Thank you for listening to me. Have a nice day.